Hey Janine and Cameron, I thought I would just show you the space. It's a nice big pub, very traditional. And then we're gonna have this whole area here, and there'll be more tables set up. So it'll be kind of cornered off all around this bar and back area in an L shape.
I thought it went really well. We had over 200 people attending. It's beautiful, beautiful cinema, probably the nicest one in Canada. The films looked amazing. Thought that Chris Chung did fantastic. The artists were wonderful.
Well, you have here Kathy Code. She was very involved with the Fairy Creek with the Rainforest Flying Squad.
I worked with Elder Bill on Fairy Creek, and we spent a lot of time together developing messages and being present at the site itself. And later we were able to work with Leila and Jorge. They flew us to Montreal for a week, and we took part in that Elastic Spaces event there. So that was really an amazing experience.
I have dreamt for dozens of years of doing IMAX film, the type of IMAX film that I saw today. Shorts, experimental, where the meaning comes through the image and the sound, and we find that for ourselves. I found each of the films both beautiful and moving, sometimes because we were in nature, and also when we were taken into a cityscape.
I was invited to give an artist talk at UVic. I was living in the UK at the time. So I came, gave an artist talk, and Jesse and Megan arranged for me to go to Avatar Grove, and we saw Big Lonely Doug as well. And I was not prepared for what I felt in front of those trees. But I said, oh my God, my heart is exploding right now. But I just couldn't get that out of my head. And so effectively, the forests literally called me here. And I have been fighting for them ever since. And it started with Jesse bringing me to those forests.
And on top of that, Leila, you have your own film that I believe you did in 2019, Aerial, about a West Coast rainforest as seen through a drone-mounted camera. Talk to us a little bit about that film.
I wanted the drone operator to operate the drone as if it were a hummingbird moving up and down the forest very speedily. And that's what a drone can do. So it's working with the mechanism or the technology. And I spent the summer before watching hummingbirds and how they fly and filming them. So it was a thrill to be in the forest and to see from the point of view of a hummingbird and its trajectory in the sky above the canopy of the old growth forest. And I was working with one of the researchers who joined us on a shirk project that I was working on the forest is Patchy Dot Elder Bill Jones. And so he came to the old growth forest with us. And I asked him before we did the shoot, we had a lunch, and to bless the project. To that point, he had told me there were hummingbirds there, but we hadn't actually seen one on site. And when he did the special blessing, Jorge Zabano, who's the technical director working with us, said, Leila, there's a hummingbird, and it flew up behind us. So the crew was really startled and impressed.
Oliver Husain had an idea to go to Jakarta and to film the IMAX cinema there that was built in the 80s that is in the shape of a snail. And so his film is called Golden Snail. It's about the whole mythology around snails in Indonesia, but also really about the golden snail cinema. Michael Snow, Canada's probably most experimental film and media artist, made a film called Cityscape. Now, Michael Snow and Graham Ferguson, the inventor of IMAX, were friends, and we got them together as Michael was shooting the film. And Michael Snow is an enfant terrible, and he really wanted to move the camera back and forth, up and down. And this is a cityscape shot from the Toronto Islands, and Graham was worried that the film itself, Michael's film, with all that camera movement, would make people sick. There's another piece by Kelly Richardson called Ambers and the Giants that takes place in the same forest that Leila's film takes place, in the old growth forest. They have very different takes on these forests. And this is really a landscape, a stillness, but there's a drama happening with fireflies. Lichen is another beautiful, beautiful piece by Indigenous artist Lisa Jackson that engages with lichens, which are mysterious, mysterious growths that predate humans, and it's all close-ups on these tiny, tiny plants. So it's very different than the large-scale landscapes that define IMAX.